my name is Mark Silverman, and I live in Boyds, Maryland, with my wife and my son, who just completed his junior year of high school. Boyds is a suburb of Washington, D.C. You may be curious how I became involved in this project to create a comfort food cookbook for the Martin Van Buren High School community. Knowing that New York City is the epicenter of the coronavirus, and being a native New Yorker myself, when contacted, I jumped at the opportunity to donate a recipe that's both special to me and that reflects the diverse cultures that make up our country. We've all witnessed the damage this virus has caused, targeting the most vulnerable amongst us. Seeing the impact on the community, the MVB staff quickly mobilized behind an effort to galvanize the community to help those struggling the most, and in a way that celebrates the diversity and richness of our communities and culture. The result is a collection of over 150 recipes from around the world, the MVBHS Comfort Food Cookbook. Students, alumni, and friends have all contributed to this effort, an extensive collection of our favorite recipes from our own life journeys. Today, I'm going to show you Enfrijoladas, a Mexican celebration of black beans. When the virus started impacting our everyday lives, I went on a journey to get back to basics in cooking and food, and beans with bread is one of the most global forms of simple, hearty food there is. From red beans and rice in the south of the US to schlays from Southwest Asia or dals from India. This one is typical of these, very easy to make, extremely hearty, and just delicious. I'm proud to be part of the mission to help, even in a small way, address the pain this virus has inflicted on some of our student community. The money and awareness that we raise from selling this cookbook will help in that mission. Please support this mission by sharing the goals of our project with your social community. We're asking you to contribute just $10 to buy one of these cookbooks, and in particular, we have an opportunity now to triple any contribution you make. So please, if you're inclined in any way to help us, now is the time. Reach into your heart and help those struggling the most. You can contribute at www.venmo.com/MVBHS or email us at mvbhsalums@gmail.com. That's mvbhsalums@gmail.com. Thank you and enjoy the Enfrijoladas. Making Enfrijoladas is really easy. There's only one step that you need to do ahead of time, which is to soak our black beans here in some water the night before. Once the beans have been soaked overnight, we're going to add them to our pot. Add some white onion that we have here to the pot. Gonna take some garlic and crush it. Easy to crush garlic. Just smash it with the side of your knife, just like that. And we're gonna add that as well. 1/8 of a teaspoon of fennel seed, tablespoon of salt, and epazote, which is a Mexican herb. You can generally find epazote at your grocery store, maybe your Latin American market, or your international food market. If you can't find epazote, just use dried oregano. That'll work fine. So we're gonna put all our ingredients into our pot, and we're gonna cook it on medium to low heat for about 2 hours, just until the beans are tender. So just check them every once in a while, make sure that there's still water in the pan and the beans are tender. Once the beans are ready, they're gonna look like this. I've taken out the epazote, the onions. I like to leave the onions in there. I've taken out the epazote and the garlic, and we end up with beans in some of their cooking liquid. To just hydrate a bit, we're going to add some vegetable stock, just to rehydrate them, just as much as you think is necessary, and then puree them. So I have a hand blender here. If you don't happen to have one of these hand blenders, you can use any blender that you have in the house. Just pour this mixture into the blender and blend. And here we're just going to puree them. Until you have a nice puree of black beans. Once the black beans have been pureed, turn the heat down, and we're going to pour them in our skillet here and turn the heat on the skillet up. Just low to medium heat. And that's going to be our black bean puree. Over here in this pot that you see here, we have some oil that's been heating up. Maybe about a quarter or half inch of oil in the pot. And here I'm using a cast iron pot. And what we're going to do is going to take some corn tortillas that we have here, and we're going to fry them in the oil to get them nice and crispy. So let's start with the first one there. Have some tongs handy. They're going to brown up pretty quickly, so be ready. And you can see they're already getting crispy and crunchy. I like to keep them submerged slightly under the oil so that they get nicely browned and evenly browned on both sides. So you can see here that this is fairly nicely browned, and we're just going to put it on our paper towel over here for a second just to get the oil off. And then here's the secret. We're going to take the tortilla, tostada, and we're going to dip it into our black bean mixture, which is going to soften it. Just get it in there nicely and fold it and remove it from the mixture, and we're going to put this on our serving dish. Let's just put it there. We're going to do, for each tip of serving, we do maybe 3 of these tostadas, or these fried corn tortillas. So here's our second one that's going now. You can see that sometimes when you get a little bit of water or moisture on the tongs, that you get some splattering, so do be careful. So here we have our second one. You see how fast this dish comes together. Very, very easy to make. And now we're going to take our second one and do the same thing. Repeat the same. So we're going to dip it into our black bean. It's going to soften, and we're just going to fold it up and put it on our dish right there. That's number 2. And then finally, our third tortilla is going to go in. I'll be a little more careful about the water. And again, these will fry up fairly quickly. I like, again, hold it submerged a little so it gets evenly browned. And our third tortilla is done. Get the oil off just on a paper towel on this plate that you have set up on the side. And again, we're going to dip it into the black bean puree. And flip it over, make sure both sides get softened. And our third one is done. And that's pretty much it. That's how easy that this recipe is. We can take a little bit of our sauce and dip it, just lay it over the tortillas that we fried up. Just a little bit like that. And then little bit of cheese. This is queso fresco, a Mexican cheese. Just crumble it up, layer it on top. And some onions that we saved. These are white onions. I'm just going to clean up our dish there a little bit. And there you have it. You can put some parsley on there or cilantro. Now we're going to try it, and I'm sure we're going to enjoy it. Very, very easy to make. Very, very hearty. Really flavorful. Delicious. Enfrijoladas. Try it. Once you try it once, you'll be trying it many, many times. Enjoy.